Hey, boys and girls, it's time again for Faith Zone, and we have a really unique gathering this week. How are all of you? School going okay? Is it the start of a good year considering all the restrictions we're facing? I hope you're all staying safe. This morning, we have a special guest with us. Ellie's away this week, so her good friend Penelope is with us this morning. And how are you this morning, Penelope?
Please call me Penny. All my friends do. I'm good. I hope everyone is staying safe. As the month goes along, I'm getting really excited for the spooktacular Halloween set for October 30th. Ellie told me about it.
Can you remind everyone about it, Penny?
It's going to be so much fun. We all know this year Halloween is going to be different. We need to keep our masks on and practice good social distancing. Things are different, but we didn't want anyone to miss out on all the fun of Halloween. So this year, St. John's is going to offer a special event on Friday, October 30th, in our church parking lot. It's going to be a drive-through spooktacular Halloween celebration.
Tell us more.
Between the hours of 6:30 and 8:30 p.m., families can celebrate Halloween from the safety of their car. We'll have witches and ghosts and pumpkins, lots of scary sounds and music and treats as you drive through the parking lot. There's no admission charge, and all you have to remember is to stay in your vehicle and be safe. We hope everyone from St. John's and the community will come. I know I'm going. Are you?
I wouldn't miss it. I've even started to work on a costume, although it's not finished yet. What about you, Penny? Do you have your costume all set?
Sure do, but it's a secret. I want everyone to be surprised.
Speaking of surprises, Penny, today we're going to open our lesson with an experiment that I bet will leave you surprised at the results.
I can't wait.
Okay, first we take a soda bottle that I've cut the top off and I've put some water in it. Nothing surprising about that, is there?
No way.
Then I added a little bit of food color and some water.
Still no surprise.
Then I added cornstarch to the mixture.
I'm still waiting for the surprise.
Now I've combined the colored water and the cornstarch and mixed it up.
I'm less than impressed.
I want it all mixed up, so I'm going to stir it really fast. Look what's happening.
The mixture is getting hard.
It is. Right, now I'm going to slow down. I'm starting to get really tired.
Wait, now the mixture is getting runny.
Look, I can let it run off the stick.
Wow, it's a surprise. It's almost like a miracle occurred. And you did it. You're a miracle worker.
No, Penny, what I did left you surprised, but it's not a miracle. It's a scientific experiment involving changing molecules. And I'm no miracle worker. There was only one person who could perform miracles. Any idea who that was, Penny?
Jesus?
You got it. And that brings us to our lesson for the next couple weeks. It's about one of the miracles performed by Jesus where he fed 5,000 people.
Wow, that's a lot of people. How did he feed that many people? He must have had a lot of food.
It sure is a lot of people, Penny. And you know what? He did it with only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And he had leftovers.
What?
It,
How?
it's a miracle story for sure. Let me tell you all about it. The story is found in the Bible, in the book of John, which is in the New Testament. Sometime after this, Jesus crossed to the far shore of the Sea of Galilee, and a great crowd of people followed him because they saw the miraculous signs he had performed on the sick. Then Jesus went up on a mountainside and sat down with his disciples. The Jewish Passover feast was near. When Jesus looked up and saw a great crowd coming toward him, he said to Philip, "Where shall we buy bread for these people to eat?" He asked this only to test him, because he already had in mind what he was going to do. Philip answered him, 8 months' wages would not buy enough bread for each one to have a bite. Another one of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, spoke up. "Here is a boy with 5 small barley loaves and 2 small fish, but how far will they go among so many?" Jesus said, "Have the people sit down." There was plenty of grass in that place, and the man sat down, about 5,000 of them. Jesus took the loaves, gave thanks, and distributed to those who were seated as much as they wanted. He did the same with the fish. When they had all had enough to eat, he said to his disciples, "Gather the pieces that are left. Let nothing be wasted." So they gathered them and filled 12 baskets with the pieces of 5 barley loaves left over by those who had eaten. After the people saw the miraculous sign that Jesus did, they began to say, "Surely this is the prophet who is to come into the world." Jesus, knowing that they intended to come and make him king by force, withdrew again to a mountain by himself.
It truly was a miracle.
It really was. Unlike the experiment I did, which anyone could do, only Jesus could perform that miracle.
I'm beginning to understand.
Jesus uses stories like this to teach us about God. This story teaches us that God gives us all we need, whether it's food or clothes or love. God takes care of us.
He sure does.
Jesus also taught us a prayer that reminds us of how much he loves us.
Is it the Lord's Prayer?
Very good, Penny.
We say it every week in the Faith Zone, don't we?
Right again, Penny. And I think now is the perfect time to say it together. How about it, boys and girls? Penny, will you lead us?
Sure.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Say, Penny, I was just thinking, did you hear anything in that prayer that was also in our story together?
Sure. Bread.
Right again, Penny. We ask God to give us this day our daily bread. And daily bread is much more than just things to eat. Daily bread includes all the things we need each day.
Like clothes and shelter and school?
Exactly. Just like God provided for the people in the story, God provides for us. And the most important thing that God has provided for us is Jesus. Well, boys and girls, it's getting near the time of the end of our time together. But before we go, I think we should say a prayer of thanks for everything God provides for us, including the time we spent here this morning. Let us say this prayer. Dear God, we are so glad you provided for the crowd in today's Bible story. You gave the people the food they needed. We are so glad you also provide for us. In the Lord's Prayer, we ask you for daily bread, and we know that means more than bread. It can mean everything we need. Thank you for taking good care of us. Amen. Thanks, Penny, for joining us this morning, and say hello to Ellie for us. Boys and girls, join us again next week as we continue to look at this story and the miracle Jesus performed. Until then, have a safe and happy week.
Bye, everyone. See you next week.